LeBron, if he stays healthy, has a really good shot to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in all-time scoring this year. And just reflecting on the 4 years you had him, were there things about his preparation, body maintenance that you saw that was atypical for a player of that age that you think may be paying dividends now at this stage of his career?
Yeah, without a question. Yeah, he was already into the commitment to all the hours and time outside of the building, and that meant, his nutrition, working out, getting sleep, basically everything that people have learned now. And I think, young players coming in just have a much better foundation and understanding of how to take care of their bodies. I think you'll see this next generation of players play for a long period of time, and I think LeBron was probably on the forefront of that kind of education and investing a lot of time and money and resources into whatever he had to do to stay on top of his game physically. We already know about his mind and everything, but he was doing everything he needed to do. Very committed.
He's given credit to the youth program for kind of being like going away to college to learn and applying those lessons the rest of his career. Did he leave in a blueprint at all where other players will come in, Jimmy and other stars come in and want to know and learn from what he did,
Yeah, of course. Young players always want to know about his routine. When he would come in on a shoot-around or a practice, how long he would stay afterwards. The thing I always mention, to young players coming in regards to building the right professional habits, LeBron was, he was dialed in to everything. Always one of the first in the building. He's never late. For anything, like a meeting, an airplane. This is always, I think it was almost an OCD that he had to be early just to go through his mental preparation. And his locker was pristine. Does it matter? I don't know. We think it does. We kind of obsess about that, of keeping your workspace clean and not, it shouldn't look like a garbage. Or have shoes all over the place and clothes and all the gifts and knickknacks that all the players accumulate over the course of a long season. Well, sometimes, players will have their whole season in front of their locker. Well, we don't let players do that. We try to teach them how to take care of their space, and that was one thing that we never had to even discuss with him. The first time I saw him in the locker room, he was folding up his clothes and putting it perfectly in a pile, and then he didn't want anybody else's stuff spilling over into his workspace. So those are some of the minor details. How you do anything is how you do everything, and he's a perfect example of that.
Again with LeBron sort of on court, was there a specific skill that you saw him sort of evolve into as a scorer? I know he's pointed, I think, at times to the San Antonio series as sort of like he's going to have to shoot threes, and obviously he's shooting a ton. But I was curious if there was anything else in your time that you saw that's maybe allowed him to still score the way that he's scoring.
He constantly works at his craft, so he's going to continue to develop new skills to put in his toolkit. He doesn't get bored with that process. You can tell he's like a computer. So when he sees another player, he's a fan of the game. So when he sees a player work on something or do something in the game, he says, "Oh, I want to try that." And then he did that probably as quickly as anybody. Fizz and I used to always talk about that. He would see something, he would work on it for a day, and then he would try it in the game, and it would look like he had been working on that for a couple of years. That's how quickly he could assimilate and apply something, some kind of skill set. But he never gets bored with that. You can even see right now. With us, it was developing a post game where we could run offense through him. and then, developing that. At the time, it was more of a, 17, 18-foot shot where you could just bank on it every single time as teams tried to go under on pick and rolls and, end up winning Game 7 with two of those, jump shots going down the stretch. But I think Ronnie mentioned this to me once, and I thought it was one of the more interesting things about him. He said that if we just played him at any of the 5 positions from day one of the season all the way to the end, would he, at that time, be the best at that position, regardless? So play him at point the entire season, and he can't play any other position. Would he have been the best point guard in the league? Same as the 2, 3, play the 4, which, we started playing him at the 4. And we started to introduce that. He didn't totally love it, but he got to a point where he embraced that, and he was probably the best 4 in the game in those minutes. I always regret that we never played him at the 5, but if we played him at the 5, he would have probably been the best 5 in the league. He did, yeah. He did. So Ronnie just gives me a hard time, even to this day, that I didn't have the guts to do it, to play him at all 5 positions, and it bothers me to this day. And Ronnie. All right, let's go.